Hey there, welcome back to another session from eLearning Edu. In today's class, we will be learning about the chemical properties of the metals. As you all know that in previous class, we have learned about the physical properties of metals. And I hope now you are very much clear about the metals and you will be able to differentiate between the metals as well as the non-metals. So let us move on to the chemical properties of metals, and I have given many examples for metals as well as the non-metals. And as you all know that there are 118 elements discovered so far, and they are being grouped into three categories, that is metals, non-metals as well as the metalloids. So now you will be studying on the chemical properties of the metals. So students, let us move on to the topic chemical properties of metals. So what happens when metals are burnt in air? What will be the reaction? Burnt in air is nothing but when they are exposed to oxygen. So when metals are burnt in air, metal plus oxygen, that is the metals, when these metals react with oxygen, they will give metal oxide. And you are very much familiar with the term metal oxide. What is meant by metal oxide? That is metal plus oxygen means it is metal oxide. So obviously the reaction is known as the combustion. Why it is known as combustion? Because when metal react with oxygen, it will form metal oxide, and this reaction is known as the combustion. So this is our metal oxide, and this reaction you have studied in your previous classes. So example for this type of reaction is, let us take example from your textbook itself. That is 2Cu plus O2 will give 2CuO. So there will be color change as well, and you know that copper will be reddish brown in color. The color of the copper is reddish brown. So there will be color change from reddish brown to, can you guess the color? Color of this copper oxide. This is the copper oxide form. Color of the copper oxide form? Yeah, it is black. The color of the copper oxide will be black in color. So another example is 4Al. That is when aluminum react with the oxygen, they will form aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide. So I hope by now you are very much thorough to balance the equation. So now you can balance the equation by yourself. 2Al plus 3O2 will give 2Al2O3. That is aluminum when react with the oxygen, they will give aluminum oxide. This is our aluminum oxide. That is a metal. What is a metal here? Here the metal is aluminum. Aluminum oxide. So what is the metal here? Here the metal is copper. That is the copper oxide. Here they will form aluminum oxide. And so next is the nature of metal oxides. Now let us explore on the nature of the metal oxides. So you are aware of the metal oxide and reaction of the metal oxide, the combustion reaction. Now let us move on to the nature of the metal oxide. What will be the nature of this metal oxide? So nature in the sense whether they are acidic or basic. And you know that litmus paper or the universal indicator or the pH paper, we have studied various as the examples for the indicator, and these indicators are used to differentiate between the metals as well as the non-metals, and you are very much thorough with the topic. So now let us move on to the nature of this metal oxide. So what will be the nature of the metal oxide? Can you guess the nature? Yeah, comment it in the comment section. So nature of this metal oxide, what will be the nature of this metal oxide? When red litmus paper, so let us see the nature by dipping the red litmus paper in the aqueous solution of metal oxide. So how this metal oxide aqueous solution is formed? MgO is our metal oxide. One of the example for metal oxide, metal is magnesium and this is oxygen. So metal oxide, when it to make the solution aqueous, metal oxide when they are reacted with the water, they form metal hydroxide, which is aqueous. This is our metal hydroxide, which is aqueous in nature, and so what will happen here? This is the blue litmus paper. So when we dip the blue litmus paper into the solution of this metal oxide, this is the aqueous solution of the metal oxide. When we dip the blue litmus paper into the aqueous solution of this metal oxide, it will turn to red color. blue to red. What is a color change indicates? That is blue to red. Blue to red means what will be the color change? That is they are, yeah, they are basic in nature. Sorry, when we have done a mistake here. When we dip the litmus paper, that is the red litmus paper into the solution of magnesium oxide, they will turn from red to blue. The color change is from red to blue in the sense that is they are basic in nature, before base, that is they are and with this metal oxide are basic in nature. Obviously this metal oxide are basic in nature. So next is the solubility. This is the nature, that is whether they are acidic or basic solution. And next will be the solubility. Now let us move on to the solubility. This solubility of this metal oxide, whether they will be, these metal oxides will be soluble in water or whether they will be insoluble in water. Yeah, let us move on to the topic solubility of this metal oxide. So most of these metal oxides are insoluble in water. Most of the metal oxides will be insoluble, that is they are basic in nature and they will be insoluble in water. But in the first group elements, and you will be studying about the group as well as the periods in the next classes or in the next chapter. So solubility. Let us look what is meant by solubility. Solubility is nothing but whether the substance is soluble in water, that is whether they dissolve completely in water. If they dissolve completely in water, they are known as the that is they will be soluble. If they undissolve in water or will get some type of precipitate, then it is known as insoluble in water. So most of these metal oxides are insoluble in water, but alkali metals or the first group metals are soluble in water. Example is when sodium Na plus O2, you know that they will give Na2O, and K plus O2, that is the first group elements, K plus O2 gives K2O. So these are the metal oxide, and metal here is sodium as well as the potassium. And now let us dissolve this in water. Na2O plus water will give 2NaOH. K2O plus water will give 2KOH, that is it will give sodium hydroxide as well as the potassium hydroxide, and they are very much soluble or completely they dissolve in water. So students, they are soluble in water and these solutions are soluble in water. These metal oxides are soluble in water and they will form their hydroxide respectively. And now alkali metals, that is the group 1, are completely soluble in water and they gives blue color, that is they are basic in nature. And you know that sodium hydroxide is basic in nature, that is when we dip the red litmus paper, they will turn into blue color. Here potassium hydroxide, again it is basic in nature, that is when we dip the red litmus paper, they will give the blue color. That's what. And alkali metals, you know that alkali metals are soluble in water. Now next is the second group, Al2O3. This is the metal oxide. They are insoluble in water, that is they are not soluble in water, they are highly insoluble in water and they will give gelatinous like substance. The substance formed will be like in the form of gelatin, gel like substance. But some metal oxides such as aluminum oxide, zinc oxide, etc. show both acidic, that is they this aluminum oxide as well as this zinc oxide, we can call it as amphoteric in nature. What is meant by amphi? Have you heard the term amphibians? Amphibians are nothing but they are the animals, that is which can live both in the water as well as the land. They are the amphibians. Similarly, what is meant by amphoteric or amphi in the case of chemistry? The term amphoteric means that is amphoteric acid, that is they will be they behave as acid as well as they can also behave as the base. That is when this Al2O3 is made to react with the acid, that is HCl, they will form AlCl3, that is aluminum chloride, positive and negative. What is remaining? AlCl3 plus H2O. Students, here the reaction is, that is here salt plus water is formed. So the reaction is neutralization. We can say that the reaction is neutralization reaction. So heard the term, right? Neutralization reaction. And next is the reaction is Al2O3. When they are dipped in the basic solution, they will behave as base, NaAlO2 plus H2O. Again salt plus water, that is the reaction is neutralization reaction. So here the reaction is the neutralization reaction. That is when this aluminum oxide, is metal oxide, in the only in some exceptional cases, that is when this metal oxide is dipped in the acidic solution, they will behave as the base, and when this metal oxide are dipped in the basic solution, they will show the acidic behavior. So this is what is meant by amphoteric in the case of chemistry. And I will write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction, that is Al2O3 plus 6HCl gives 2AlCl3 plus 3H2O. Al2O3 plus 2NaOH gives 2NaAlO2 plus H2O. This is the balanced equation. Next is the reactivity of metals towards oxygen. So now let us look out the reaction of these metals with oxygen. And you have studied the reaction of metals with oxygen, that is the combustion reaction. So sodium and potassium react so vigorously, that is this sodium as well as the potassium and potassium, potassium and sodium, or sodium or potassium, react so vigorously that they catch fire if kept in the open. What is this type of reaction called? Yeah, this type of reaction is called as exothermic reaction, that is they are highly exothermic in nature. Exothermic reaction, the reaction will be exothermic, that is sodium, when they are made to react with the oxygen, they form Na2O. So balance the equation. Please don't forget to balance the equation. That is sodium plus oxygen will give sodium, that is sodium oxide. This is the exothermic reaction, that is when this sodium is kept in open air, they will catch fire. So they are kept, and you might have seen in your lab, that is this sodium is stored in the kerosene, that is in the bottle which contains kerosene oil. So hence, to protect them and to prevent accidental fires, they are kept immersed in the kerosene oil. And this may be asked for your exam. That is a reasoning type of question. And at ordinary temperature, the surfaces of metals such as magnesium, that is surfaces of metals, some metals like magnesium, then aluminium, zinc, lead, etc., are covered with a thin layer of oxide. That is, this type of metals, they will be covered with a thin layer of oxide. So magnesium plus oxygen, they will form metal oxide. Then Al, as you have learned now, plus O2 gives Al2O3. This is our aluminium oxide. Zinc plus oxygen will give ZnO, that is the zinc oxide. Lead plus O2 gives PbO. So the metal ion, that is the Fe. They does not burn on heating, but iron fillings burnt. That is, they will not burn on heating. That is, on oxygen they will not show any type of reaction. But these metal fillings means small metal powders burns in oxygen. Metal fillings burns in oxygen. And so another thing is that silver as well as the gold do not react with the oxygen. So even at high temperature, that is our gold or our silver, they will never react with oxygen. That is, whatever the temperature may be, they will not for sure they will not react with the oxygen, and they behave as the noble gas. Thank you.